I needed help.
I mess up the back, my wife sends me back in. Like, hey, you gotta get more on the back there. You got a big piece missing.
Quality control.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
All
exactly.
right. Yeah. All right, 6:30, Friday the 13th, May the 13th. This week's code of conduct to strive to maintain a positive and professional image of ECI to our employees, our clients, vendors, subcontractors, and the public. Back to the top, Ben. You have any?
Yeah, that's a good one because that's it feels good to be professional, and so if we do it and that's what other people get from us, it feels good to work for a company that you're proud of, and being professional makes me proud.
Yep. All said. Another 7 days without a recordable injury. We did have 3 close, call first aid injuries this week, and our safety topic we kind of focus on those types of injuries and what we're seeing out on our job. So we'll jump right to it. Working surfaces, where we're seeing some of these, you call them kind of minor injuries or soft tissue issue is just really walking around our job sites, getting to and from different workstations or work areas within the project. So the types of situations that I'm kind of talking about is trenches, getting up and down trailers, our equipment, in and around our bridges, on and off our scaffolding or planking. Some of the injuries that we're seeing is the soft tissues, ligaments and muscle sprains with our shoulders, our knees, our ankles, our wrists, and our back. So here's a couple examples of excavation and trenching. So again, when we're getting in and out of our trench or excavation, again, the standard says at 4 feet or more in depth, we need to have a ladder or earthen ramp. However, let's even do it when it's a 2 foot or a 1 foot, because again, it's that constant motion of overstraining yourself with over lunging, jumping in and out of an excavation or trench. These are the injuries that we're seeing. So again, utilize all the different types of ladders that we have, cut in an earth ramp, especially if we're doing a lot of form work or, getting ready to form up the footers. Have really good access to get in and out of our trenching and excavation. So put a really good focus on it today and then moving forward throughout the construction season. Trailers, we have a bunch of trailer ladders. If you need a trailer ladder like imaging on the right, again, hopping off and on these trailers, it might be only 30 inches or more, but again, it's just the frequency, and all it takes is a rolled ankle or a little knee twist to really put you out of service. So again, utilize these little ladders. There's also you can make stairs yourself out of wood. There's all different types of tricks, but let's try to identify these potential areas as target areas for us to eliminate kind of an unsafe condition, because it's the frequency that gets us. Here's just a little snippet of an operator's manual for, again, with equipment. We always see a little bit of unsafe acts, jumping off the tracks of excavators or ascending a loader too quickly or not facing a ladder. So again, never jump on or off a machine, never mount or dismount a moving machine. Be careful of slippery conditions on platforms, steps, and handrails when leaving the machine. Again, always remember that 3 points of contact and always face your ladder, up and on equipment. And then we got our bridges, a lot of hard access to get underneath the bridge. So again, whatever we can do to identify it as kind of an unsafe condition, to cut in a ramp or add guardrails or handrails, add a rope to help for ascending to and from those areas would be much appreciated, because again, if a rock rolls, someone loses their balance, they fall, there's potential for a wrist strain, sprain, knee twist, roll ankles, situations like that. So let's try to do our best to try to make sure it's good, hard, firm walking conditions that's free from all slip hazards. And then our scaffolding and planking, again, with all planking, our minimum requirement is 20 inches of a plank, of like a working plank. So it's very important that we also inspect our planking. If there's any cracks, damages to the planking itself, we should take it out of service. Again, we're relying on these planks to give us a good firm working condition, so in eliminating any fall potential. So again, with all of our planks, try to make sure they're all a minimum of 20 inches and the planking is in good operating condition. If it's not, let's take it out of service and let's get more planking. And the same thing with getting on and off our staging or planking. Again, ladder use. Let's not hop up and down. More than roughly a 17-inch drop. We should try to utilize ladders, job site ladders, as much as possible. So these are all like nice little tips and tricks, best practices to try to prevent some of these soft tissue injuries, to get to and from our workstations on our construction site. And it's hard because it's constantly changing. Every minute the job site's changing and shifting. But if we all work together for the common goal to try to make sure we set ourselves up for success, have the right tools and equipment on the job so we can contain and minimize these unsafe conditions as much as possible. That's all I have for today's topic. Let's try to work safe today. All right, I'll pass over to you, Ken.
Okay, thanks, Matt. Hey, Matt, on the planking, for wood planking, doesn't it need to be a certain species in grade of lumber, or what are they?
That is correct. Yep, I actually don't have that information right off the top of my head, but I can send it out I'll send out a little capture when I send out the recording.
Okay.
I'll add that to it.
All right, thanks. Okay, I'll take over the screen. Okay, do you see my screen?
We do.
Yep, we got it.
All right. Okay, no new announcements this week, so just be aware that last week there was a 401k mailing, so a couple changes to the plan that you'll want to check out. And then also I continued the announcement that Muskoma Bank will be our new bank. It's starting sometime around June 1st. I think that's still on track. And a lot of you actually had a transition to your HSAs that we previously had through People's United Bank. They discontinued that with their merger with M&T. So now, if you haven't completed that transition of your HSA to Muskoma, you should check with the accounting department. Otherwise, I think it's an automatic transition to a provider who does it at a fee. So if you want to stick with the free HSA program that we have set up with Muskoma. Our healthcare premium holiday continues for at least 2 more weeks here, I believe. And I continued with the announcement of the Big Change Roundup for kids. And that's a charity thing related to collecting coins, and you can drop your coin extra change off with in the bucket at Sarah's office and right by the door. So when you walk by, you have a pocket full of change and dump a few in and contribute to the University of Vermont Children's Hospital. That goes on for a year. So new employees, we have Jacob Bowers and also a Nathan Bellevue. So welcome both Jacob and Nathan. I have the link to the primary care wellness program for anyone or everyone is certainly open and welcome to join the wellness program, which involves some, I think, pretty good free benefits as an employee, and will hopefully be a great potential savings financially, but also good health thing to do. And speaking of wellnesses, we had the financial wellness here program that I've got a little series here. And this week we're profiling the 401k plan again and hardship loans. Our ECI 401k plan allows for participants to take a hardship loan from their savings. And the loans can be made for hardship only. That's the key thing. And there's criteria for the hardship, which I've included here. And you can see that the purchase or preservation of a principal residence is one of the top number one here, which I think is a great thing, a great opportunity if you do need, some down payment, portion of a loan for a primary residence, then that's eligible for a hardship loan. So it's a great way to come up with some of the down payment on a house. There's also things like extraordinary medical expenses for you or family, educational expenses to prevent eviction or foreclosure on the mortgage of a principal residence, burial or funeral expenses for a family member, casualty expenses for the repair of a principal residence. So if you need a hardship loan, check with accounting. They have more information, and there's also restrictions to know about on the maximum amount, payoff schedule, and those kind of things. So in the coming weeks, we'll also talk about a few other things like cybersecurity and other investment topics. For the weather outlook, we know it's going to be hot again today. So protect yourself from the heat, stay hydrated, sun protection if you just did a haircut. And it's going to turn a little cooler next week with a little bit damper weather, but it says showers, not rain. So that's a good thing, I would say. COVID policies, no changes there. And for this week on the project, we're profiling the Williston CMG Park 29. That's the Williston Park and Ride project. And we're contracted with VTrans to construct the new Williston Park and Ride facility that's on 2A immediately west of I-89. The I-89 Williston exit number 12. The work has just begun and has attracted a lot of attention because it is now a very visible location. Clearing was done by ECI subcontractor Farrow Enterprises of Derby Line. The trees were chipped and sent to McNeil Generating Station in Burlington. Additional work performed so far includes verifying existing utility locations and installing construction entrances. So the job's just getting started. I just want to give a little highlight on the upcoming work, especially since it is so visible. And under this project, we'll be doing access roads, highway widening for turning lanes, bus shelter, pavement markings, electrical service, lighting, landscaping, drainage, water, sewer, stormwater management, retaining walls, and other appurtenances. And the public relations consultant to VTrans is EIV Technical Services, and their project updates are issued about weekly by email, and anyone can sign up by contacting Natalie Boyle. I gave her email address there. But carefully without getting too far. I went overshot there. Okay, so at the top of the image, going right to left to right, is the I-89. Well, that's the off-ramp and on-ramp shown. So 289 is right there at that interchange. And the right next to the off-ramp, it will be the new site. And if you've been by there, you've seen that it's just, they just cleaned up, cut it all off for now. And next week, we're going to be starting grubbing. This is a plan to show the limits. It's about 12 acres of clearing that was done. And the area on the right is the park and ride, obviously, with the parking lot. On the left is a zone that'll be the proposed state police barracks. They will be relocating from their site over on the other side of the interstate. And that project is currently being bid to DEW. And you can see more of a close-up of the site surface grading plan here at the actual parking lot. And this is just day or two ago. You can see that you can see straight through the interstate now. And there's Faro doing Brett Faro doing some tree clearing and chipping. You have a tiger cat out there. And you can see from this picture that it was kind of gnarly type of growth through there. It's just been out of control, thick, dense, and everything. That out of control, never managed type of woods. There's a view from above the interstate. I don't know how this photo was taken, but pretty good one. So the entrance will be right up there, kind of in the top of the screen. And here we are looking for existing utilities. In this case, I'm assuming the water line. And hey, Matt, look, there's a ladder in the picture. That's a good deal. Good news there. And it's one of those adjustable, expandable ones. I have one, a personal one like that. I think it's a great tool. And this is another important part of the project for everyone to be aware of. This is the project notice board that's at the site. We have a lot of these announcements around the ECI campus, I guess you could call it, where there's employment rights and the law and other notifications. Well, there's one on site, so please swing by and check it out. Also, they put some drawings showing the project. There's things like 911 information and just, you know, all the different requirements that we're required to post, notices we're required to post on a project that has federal funding and has to do with the civil rights requirements and EEOC and all those things we talk about. So it's there. Everyone's it's available. Anyone should check it out, and it's there where it's very visible to our workers. It's a requirement actually of every project every VTrans project and any federal government funded project to have all these things posted. And from the photo archives, I've shown a photo from the Colchester Park and Ride on US Route 7 north of I-89 exit 17. So the Milton, Grand Isle County exit. And this was 2003. So 19 years ago.
Kevin
Wow.
Sheehan did a lot of work on that
Yeah, he did.
project.
Yep.
Is that Michael Colby?
It looks like him.
Yep.
So that's what I got. I'll turn it back over to you, Matt. Have a safe day out there and protect yourself from the extreme heat.
Yeah, thanks, Ken. I thought about doing heat stress, but I was like, it's only May.
It's only May, right?
Only May. Usually it's August, July and August. I've already seen a lot of texting and emails coming through for attendance. So again, thanks everybody for continuing that effort so we can capture attendance. So please continue to do that, and let's be safe today. Let's have a great day.
Thanks,
Okay.
everybody.
Thanks, Matt.